I just hollered back that Sabrina's been shot. Oh my God, my baby's been shot. My baby's been shot, and ran out the door.
A young girl is shot. Her mother fears the worst, and a teenager under arrest. How it happened and how doctors say it could all turn out as we report live. The troops arrive home. Charleston's own 130th Airlift Group flies in at Yeager Airport, and hopefully this time to stay. We'll hear from them in our live report. And Congresswoman Shelley Moore Capito has a new challenger for her office, having ruled out running against Senator Byrd. We'll have all the details. All this and more. WB News starts right now.
Live from the capital city with Tom McGee, Leanne Woodbury, meteorologist Jason McCleave, Robert Love and Scott Roberts with sports. Welcome to your WB News at 6.
Good evening and welcome to WB News at 6. I'm Leanne Woodbury.
And I'm Tom McGee. A big day on the home front for some West Virginia troops who have been stationed in Iraq. They are back home, and WB News is there.
Also, we learned more about the teenage girl who got shot on a Charleston street, leaving her mother terrified. Our full report with exclusive interviews in just a moment.
Well, they are back home and back to the open arms of their loved ones. The 130th Airlift Group of Charleston has returned from Iraq. It's an environment that has become more and more dangerous, witnessing over 2,000 U.S. casualties now. Our Michael Carr is with us live in Charleston tonight to tell us more. Michael, a dirty, dusty, dangerous place, and finally these guys are back home.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of them are very happy, Tom. Their families are up on top of the hill at Yeager Airport, greeting them, running out past the red line. The civilians aren't supposed to go past. They couldn't contain themselves. But, you know, we think we've had it rough over the last 6 weeks trying to put a newsroom together. Well, no one was shooting at us while we were trying to do that. The homecoming was 20 days earlier than expected, and the families of the servicemen couldn't have been happier. Tom?
And we just can't blame those families for being so anxious. I was just wondering, though, Michael, they were all rushing up to the plane like that. I hope there was no danger.
Oh, well, they couldn't have been stopped. Actually, they had military police out there, and they couldn't have been stopped. They were rushing right up to the plane. Tom?
Okay, indeed. I'm sure they're very happy, and again, we welcome all of those troops back home, and we thank them at the bottom of our hearts for a great job over there in Iraq.
Well, 19-year-old Sabrina Colty is still recovering tonight from a stray bullet that was fired from the gun of a 16-year-old boy. It turns out that this shooting incident was a strange quirk of fate. There was gunfire going on nearby, and suddenly a young girl who had absolutely nothing to do with it was struck by a stray bullet. She was rushed to the hospital. Her mother was informed, and what was her first response? God is with her. She will survive. And that's where we pick up the incredible story. Our Allison Hunt joins us live after talking with the Colty family today. Allison?
Good evening, Leanne. The Colty family is very happy and relieved to know that Sabrina will be all right, and thankful that the bullet only did the damage that it did. Once the sound of gunshots, now the sound of dogs barking on the corner where May Colty held her wounded 19-year-old daughter Sunday afternoon.
Just ran and I got to her and blood was coming out of her real bad, and I hollered for my son to run and get some towels, and I sit there and I held on and try to apply pressure to the bleeding until the medics got there.
One of the 6 shots fired from down the street hit Sabrina Colty in the hip.
They shot from right where the van is, or the sign. They shot from right there, and the bullet made it down this far.
Sabrina Colty was standing on this sidewalk talking with some friends when she heard gunshots. She turned around, and that's when she was shot.
She was talking to her friends and my sister in the window.
Then what?
Then shots went off.
Colty was taken to CAMC General, where she is listed in satisfactory condition. She's using a walker and could be released tonight. Now, at this time, Sabrina Colty is still in the hospital and listed in satisfactory condition.
All right, Allison, and what is the status of that 16-year-old boy, by the way? We understand that he was arrested.
Yes, well, right now He is still in custody at the Tiger Morton Juvenile Facility in Dunbar, pending a juvenile hearing.
Thanks very much, Allison Hunt, for that story tonight. Right now, let's take a quick look at weather, and we'll see what's in store for tonight.
Jason McCleave is here with the list. Jason?
Well, Tom and Leigh, like we have a chance of rain continuing around the forecast area. We're going to see some scattered to isolated showers through the overnight hours. On the satellite radar, you can see that we had some showers pushed through earlier this afternoon. Otherwise, cloud cover continues. As we head through the night tonight, we're going to see some chances of rain redeveloping. As a warm front lifts northward, we're going to see a chance of storms, even a slight chance of some severe weather. Very mild still tonight. 58 Charleston, 59 in Williamson overnight tonight. We'll be back with a complete look at weather in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Jason. Well, former West Virginia Democratic Party Chairman Mike Callahan makes a major announcement today. Our Sarah Arbogast was there for the press conference and joins us live in Charleston with the details. And Sarah, it looks like it's official that Mike Callahan is going to be running against Shelley Moore Capito, right?
Good evening, Tom. Well, it's official. Mike Callahan will run for Congress against Republican Shelley Moore Capito.
Spent my entire life in public service. I want to make a difference, and I think this is a race that I can run. I can win this race, and I can positively affect the people in West Virginia.
Mike Callahan has served in both the judicial and executive branches of government. He now hopes to represent West Virginians in the legislative branch. Some Charleston residents say the new candidate is perfect for the job.
With the support of the Democratic Party, who knows, because the Republicans seem to be making an awful lot of mistakes that I think are going to be held against them in the next election.
Callahan says his grassroots campaign is inspired by the one stoplight town he grew up in. The focuses of his race will be hope and change.
Certainly, I have the fight in me. I think I'm a better voice for the people of the 2nd Congressional District. I'll be out there every day on the streets, talking to people in the little diners, all across West Virginia on the front porch steps.
State GOP Chairman Robert Kephart did release a statement today saying Congresswoman Capito has a distinguished record of service here in the state and has strong support from her voters.
And Sarah, the Congresswoman Capito has served in the Congress for a pretty good while now.
That's right, Tom. She's actually currently serving her 3rd term, and of course, if she wins again, that would put her into her 4th. Tom.
Should be an interesting race. Thanks a lot, Sarah Arbogast, reporting live tonight.
Governor Manchin plans to call West Virginia legislators back to Charleston for the 5th special session of the year. On the agenda, correcting and updating language in the legislation they passed in January to privatize the state's workers' compensation system. These changes could result in savings of more than $100 million.
Well, for many people, the flu can not only be a nuisance, it can be deadly, but the Kanawha Charleston Health Department is lending a helping hand. They are offering flu vaccinations now at several flu shot clinics like this one today at the Civic Center. The cost of each shot, $25. The flu shot is recommended for infants and the elderly and anyone with chronic medical problems, but it's not limited to only those people.
The Centers for Disease Control and many medical societies recommend basically that anybody who really would like to avoid the flu have a flu shot.
And to find out where the next flu shot clinic will be held, you can go to www.kchdwv.com. And still to come, a baby boy is dead, and now his father is in jail, charged with causing the injuries that killed him. We'll have the details.
And gambling problems being very closely watched by, guess who? The West Virginia Lottery. We'll explain. Stay tuned.
The WB News at 6. Experience you know and trust. And the news team dedicated to you.
The father of an injured baby boy who died from Buchanan has been arrested and charged with child abuse causing death. Sonny James Alloway has been arraigned with bond set at $150,000 cash. State police received information regarding a child abuse allegation. It was discovered the 6-week-old Damian Alloway had been transported to the hospital not breathing. Days later, young Damian died as a result of injuries sustained during the initial incident.
The West Virginia Lottery Association wants everyone to know they're taking gambling problems very seriously. They hosted a responsible gaming training session today to teach operators of gaming facilities how to recognize the signs of problem gambling.
And we're going through the process of what it looks like and literally the process of step by step what may happen. Kind of why when we talk about
they will be holding 2 more sessions throughout West Virginia. It's all part of the Responsible Gaming Code of Conduct they adopted in October of 2004.
A drug arrest in Lincoln County. Police pulled over 55-year-old Roger Dale Tony of Ranger for trying to elude a trooper. While speaking with Tony, the trooper noticed a concealed weapon, and then a full search of the vehicle revealed 2 other weapons, almost $8,000, and a prescription bottle containing unknown kinds of tablets. Tony being held now in the Western Regional Jail.
Well, a raccoon hunter discovered the body of a 39-year-old bellman late Monday night in eastern Kanawha County. Emergency officials believe John D. White died as a result of an ATV crash and have ruled out anything suspicious. It is unclear how long White had been dead.
Well, some places have been holding elections today and are awaiting results tonight. School board races, city and village council races, and township trustee races are on the general election ballot in Lawrence County, Ohio, along with 5 statewide issues. In Ironton, voters deciding whether to approve a school bond levy to build 3 new schools. A municipal fee increase is also on the ballot for Ironton, along with a run for municipal judge.
Well, a slight risk of severe weather for us tonight and tomorrow, then some colder weather moving back into the area. I'll have details on that in weather coming right up. Welcome back from the WB30 Weather Center. I'm Weather Vision meteorologist Jason McCleave here with you tonight. As we head out, we're going to expect to see quiet weather conditions. Well, through the overnight hours, I think we'll be settling down and be a little bit quiet again. We had some showers roll through early, and we've still got a slight chance this evening, and then we're going to pick it back up a little bit, mainly in the afternoon hours tomorrow. We'll see a chance of a shower or 2. We do have a slight risk of some severe weather across the region tonight and tomorrow. Tonight it's with a warm front lifting up, and tomorrow is with a cold front coming in from the west. So, some clouds around the area and occasionally a shower or a storm. Let's go out to the almanac. This morning we started out in the 30s, topped out in the low 70s. The normal high is upper 50s for this time of year. So we're still well above average out there, but not close to our records. In 1931 we had a record high on this day of 84 degrees. Now, as we move out into the forecast, in just a moment, we'll come back to the almanac here for a moment. We're looking at no rainfall yesterday, still standing at the same totals for the month and the year so far, right at about 2 inches, a little over 2 inches below average for the year at this point. Sunrise tomorrow, 7:02. Your sun sets at 5:19. Now let's take a look at the forecast maps. High pressure in place over the Great Lakes. Warm front lifting up tonight. That could be the focus and the trigger of an occasional shower or storm, even possibly a severe thunderstorm as we head through the overnight hours tonight. We put the map into motion as we head into Wednesday morning. That warm front lifts on to our north. As we head into the afternoon and evening hours, we're watching that cold front head in. That may trigger some showers or storms as we get into the late afternoon and into the evening hours. Better chances a little bit to our north and to our west, particularly on up into parts of Ohio, where we're going to see some stronger storms and some more numerous storms developing, we think, probably late in the afternoon and into the evening. Behind this front, some much cooler air headed to our forecast area. For D.C., 60s, 50s in New York, but 80 in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then we go 70s overhead, 60s and 50s and 40s back to our northwest. So overnight tonight, temperatures in the 50s. 52 Beckley, 58 Charleston, 60 in Huntington. We're looking for about a 40% chance of a shower or a thunderstorm tonight, and we're looking for mostly cloudy skies. Now, as we head into tomorrow, we're going to see a slight chance Charleston. The further north you go, the better that chance of rain is going to get, and it's going to be primarily during the afternoon hours. 77 Huntington, 76 Ripley, Charleston, 76 in the forecast for Williamson and Beckley, around 70 degrees during the day tomorrow. And as we head out, here's a look at your 5-day forecast. We do have a cold front making its way into the area. For Wednesday, Wednesday evening into Thursday, look at our temperatures. We're well into the 70s tomorrow. A slight chance of shower or storm coming in for Charleston through the afternoon hours and into the early evening hours. Again, to our north and to our west, the chance of rain and storms and severe weather in general could be a bit greater. The cold front moves in. We're going down to about 43 degrees Wednesday night and Thursday morning. But with that front pushing through early Thursday, we're going to see temperatures stopping in the upper 40s, we think. We'll go with 49 for a high temperature Thursday. Slight chance of a sprinkle or a light shower, particularly early in the day. Otherwise, we're looking for skies to become partly cloudy once again. So a nice, cool forecast will go from temperatures way above average to temperatures about 10 degrees below average from Wednesday into Thursday. By Friday, we're back into the 50s, pretty close to average there, 56. Again, upper 50s is average for this time of year. Sunshine continues on into the weekend, where we'll look for a high of about 63 on Saturday, 64 on Sunday, so getting a little bit milder as we head out into next week as well. So Tom, Leanne, looks like we do have some cooler weather moving in, but a slight chance of severe weather out ahead of it.
Wow, thanks, what a jolt, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
I hate when that happens. 70s to 40s.
Yeah.
All right, just ahead, Scott is here with sports, and hey, we've got a big underdog story.
And these guys have got to take on an undefeated team. We'll find out what it's all about. Stay with us. Well, it's time for a little football, and of course, we didn't forget that underdog story that we promised you.
That's right. Scott Roberts joins us now. And Scott, these guys have got their work cut out for them.
Hey, Tom, Leanne, you guys ready for some football? I am. The big underdog story this week is St. Albans. The Red Dragons, at 16 in the state, have their work cut out for them, believe me. They travel to Morgantown to try and uproot the undefeated Mohegans. Now, they are underdogs, but the Dragons aren't holding anything back. Our own Bobby Love talked to the coach.
Oh yeah, again they're excited about their opportunity and they're looking forward to a chance to play in the perennial powerhouse in Morgantown, and it just gives us an opportunity to see what it's like to play. You know, to be the best, you got to beat the best. So we're looking forward, and we know we're the underdogs, but nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Now, kickoff is set for 7:30 Friday night. That game would be played in Morgantown. Now, the goofy schedules for area teams continue tonight when Marshall hosts Southern Miss. The Herd is coming off an outstanding 27-26 win over Tulane, while Southern Miss comes in with a 4-3 mark. That game kicks off tonight at 7:30 on ESPN2. Meanwhile, the Mountaineers are gearing up for their tussle tomorrow night against Cincinnati. Ears are coming off that great 45-13 win over UConn. They stand at 7-1 on the season, and they are going bowling. Now, hoops are on the horizon. The polls are out, at least for the West Virginia Conference, and there should be some good ball going around this area of Charleston. In the coaches' preseason poll, West Virginia State is ranked number 2 behind top-ranked Salem International, and Greg White's UC Eagles were tabbed number 3 in the league. The games start next week. And finally, he's a millionaire, he's a star, and now he's out of work. Today, Terrell Owens made a public apology alongside his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, who is asking the Eagles to take T.O. back. Pitiful. You know why? He's going to lose close to $1 million for his antics, and we will have more on this at 10 o'clock. Now, Tom, Leanne, I don't know how much money you guys can afford to lose for being a jerk, but that's a lot of money to lose.
I would certainly say I'm sorry. I can tell you that much. Thanks, Scott.
Well, coming up, Sesame Street has a way you'll never forget to help encourage healthy habits. You've got to see it.
And we'll take one last look at your forecast, so stick around. Well, coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, we're going to find out the latest on our troop arrival back home from Iraq. Welcome home to the 130th.
And a look at the young girl who almost lost her life and what will become of the teenage boy who allegedly shot her. We'll take a look.
Well, some severe weather headed our way.
Yes, let's check in with Jason before we go.
Well, we do have some showers and storms to look out for overnight tonight and then again tomorrow afternoon. We've got a cold front that will be moving through tomorrow night and Thursday morning, dropping temperatures from 70s tomorrow to only upper 40s by Thursday, and then clear sailing through the weekend.
All right, thank you, Jason. Well, 2 Oregon couples, including a Cabell County, West Virginia native and his wife, have come forward to split the second biggest jackpot in U.S. lottery history. They're going to split $340 million. 72-year-old Bob Cheney is a native of Milton. His sister Sylvia still lives there, and Sylvia says the windfall is not going to change her brother very much. Says she's sure he'll probably buy a new house and a car, but he's overall very conservative with money. He's a very modest, compassionate man. I believe all of that. Congratulations, Bob Cheney of Milton. Bob, give me a call, will you?
Well, to help encourage healthy lifestyle habits, the Clay Center announced a new exhibit for next year. Sesame Street Presents the Body will open on October 7th, 2006, and will run into the end of the year. Kids from the Fort Harold Child Development Center helped announce the event. The Invento Discovery Museum will host an interactive look at health with all the favorite Sesame Street characters to help get kids interested in taking care of themselves.
Health issues are a really big issue in West Virginia. We lead the nation in obesity, in diabetes, in dental health issues. So it's really important to start kids off early and teach them healthy living habits very early in their life.
And the Clay Center is in need of volunteers. If you are interested, you can contact the Clay Center. Well, that's all for us. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
Enjoyed having you, and we'll see you right back here at 10 tonight. Have a good night, everybody.